Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Thursday on the group. I'm really excited to be here again. So today I thought I would use some of the mincemeat that we made last week. I don't know if hopefully some of you saw this. I made some mincemeat, and I'm going to turn it into something that you probably haven't seen before, a mincemeat crumble cake. And this is what this machine is all about. It's about giving you inspiration for finding and trying different recipes and giving you the confidence to do them. So for those that don't know me, I'm Lindsay. I'm a trained chef, actually. I ran my own food business, and then I discovered Thermomix and became a Thermomix advisor a couple of years ago, and now I'm a team leader with them. I always said I'd never have a Thermomix, and I said that for 5 years. So I totally understand people that say Thermomixes are not for me. And it really, it was going to a demo for the first time a few years ago that really changed my mind about what a Thermomix is and what it can do. And that's why I'm really passionate about having these opportunities to show it in action and actually show just what they can achieve and why they are so right for everybody and every kitchen. So today I'm going to get on, I've only got 10 minutes, I'm very aware of that. I am going to get on with this mincemeat crumble cake. Now, the joy of the Thermomix and the difference about Thermomix to any other piece of kitchen equipment is you can see that there is a touchscreen on the front where you have access to about 60,000 recipes, and this walks you through the recipe step by step. So I've got my recipe loaded on here. I've got thousands of other recipes on here, all organised into collections. And I won't take you away, it's told me to preheat the oven. So I've done that, then grease and line a cake tin. Now it's going to get on with giving me the instructions for the recipe itself. So it's telling me to weigh in 265 grams of plain flour. And you'll notice, let me just take that away and reset my scales to 0, that I've actually got scales on this machine that are inbuilt. So all I need to do, it's a little bit awkward because I'm trying to hold you so you can see it and trying to add in the flour. But you can see my scales counting up now. This is one of the features that absolutely I find so helpful at not having to get out a separate set of weighing scales and weighing equipment. There we go. I knew that would happen. I've shot over the top. Let me just go and it's a good job my kitchen's all clean and tidy this morning, isn't it? Let me get a spoon and a bowl and just decant it. There we are. So let's decant some out. While I'm doing that, I shall have a chat with you. So I've got people that have bought Thermomixes because they can't cook, people that buy Thermomixes because they can cook but they don't have the time, people that just want a little bit more inspiration in the kitchen, and that is what Thermomix is all about. There is something there for everybody, and for me it was the time. I was getting to the point where I just didn't have time to cater for the family, and this machine gave me that time back and more. Even my children can use it to produce restaurant quality meals for the family, which is a brilliant way of introducing obviously children to cooking in the kitchen, and I'm all for that as a chef. Right, the next instruction is 125 grams of brown sugar. So I'm going to keep a careful eye on it this time and go straight in and weigh in my 125 grams of brown sugar. So you can see I'm just using those weighing scales on the front to weigh that sugar in. 100 grams of ground almonds, so they're going to go in straight away. Now, I haven't done this recipe before, and again, that is the real benefit of the Thermomix, because as long as you follow the recipe step by step, you are guaranteed a restaurant quality result. So let's just go. I've got some packets, odd packets that I found lurking in the back of my cupboard to use up. So they go in. So now it's told me to put the lid on, quite simply. So the lid goes on, there it goes, click on next, and turn that speed selector dial to speed 3. So it's just mixing for me. You can see I've got 15 seconds on the clock, it's counting down, and the Thermomix is mixing. It will tell me what process it's using at about speed 3. So 5 seconds to go. And hopefully I shall have something resembling cake crumbs. Yes, there we go, where it's mixed all those ingredients together. Now it's asking me to put in some unsalted diced cold butter. Now this is butter I actually made butter, I think, on a live a couple of weeks ago with you. So this is my homemade butter. I made it from cream. So when people say to me, I can't afford a Thermomix because it's really expensive, I ask them how much more they think they're spending in a supermarket than they need to. Because actually with a Thermomix, you can buy cheaper, fresher ingredients and make the food from scratch, saving yourself a lot of money. So I save about 2/3 on a pack of butter by making it myself. If you extrapolate that over yogurt and bread and hummus and all the other things, your Nutella, which is obviously palm oil free, all these things can be easily and quickly made in a Thermomix without any mess, and you're walked through it step by step. So you will save an awful lot of money. My customers reckon they save themselves somewhere between £20 and £50 a week of their shopping, and that's a week. And if you're buying it on one of our payment plans, so we offer 1, 2 and 3 year payment plans, if you buy it on one of those, you're spending something like, you can spend £9 a week buying one of these, £1.20 a day. So the savings really do stack up if you are using it to its full potential. So the butter goes in, there it goes, insert the bowl, the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid, and then I'm just going to pulse it. So this is a pulse on like you would have in a food processor. So it's just told me to turn that dial 2 to 3 times. So there we are, pulse. Okay. So I think that'll do, and then pour 2/3 of the mixture. So I've got again the instruction on the screen, I'm just reading it. There we are, so it's all pulsed together. Let me just show you what's happened. Nice crumble topping, that is brilliant to make a crumble with. So I'm just going to pour 2/3 of the mixture into my bowl here. So there we are, so this is just an 8-inch tin. Let's tip you down so you can see what I'm doing, it's a lot more interesting. Pour 2/3 of that mixture in and just pat it down. So it's like a shortbread base. So this is exactly the same principle when you're making shortbread. And you can make shortbread in about 15 seconds as well. So I'm just going to pat that into the tin. I think that's about 2/3 of the mixture. I'm just going to check my instructions over the top. Let's have a look. Spread, then sprinkle. So I'm going to spread my mincemeat on now. A bit like this. So this was the homemade mincemeat I made in the live last week. So I've been dying to use it because it is actually delicious. So I keep actually having little naughty spoonfuls out of the jar. And I tell you what, there won't actually be any left for Christmas at this rate. So that goes on the top like that. And of course, I mean, you can do this recipe. You don't have to have a Thermomix for this recipe, but the Thermomix has given me the inspiration for it. So I'm just going to sprinkle the rest of that crumble topping over the top. I'm going as fast as I can. So it's like a little sandwich slice we're making. Like that. Just make sure it's all over the top. Got a nice covering. So we're going to make like a little sort of a slice to go in lunch boxes or something like that. And then sprinkle some pecan nuts over the top. Now, if you're nut free, now I had the pecan nuts out because I was nibbling on them earlier. If you are nut free, of course, you can, you don't have to put the pecan nuts in at all. But I love a pecan nut, so they're going in. And that is going to go straight into the oven. So let me take you back round here, because while it goes in here, I'm just going to get my other Thermomix going, because I want to show you how quick it is to make some pastry for mince pies. So that's going to go in for about half an hour. Right, let's get my Thermomix back again. So I'm going to call up my shortcrust recipe. So I'm going to go into my week. Let me show you this. And I'm going to put in my shortcrust recipe. So the recipe is going to load here on the screen. So I want to start that. So it's going to walk me through it step by step. Now, another cost saving of the Thermomix. You don't have to buy any other butter than, any other sugar than, I just want to put my scales on, than the white granulated, because you can make caster sugar and icing sugar in a matter of seconds. So caster sugar, it's what we're making now. It's going to take me 2 seconds to make caster sugar from white granulated sugar at speed 10. So there we go. Got my caster sugar in there. Brilliant. So let's just go back into my recipe. My sugar's gone in. Then I'm just going to weigh in my plain flour. So it's telling me exactly how much I want on the screen. So let's just put in the plain flour. Next, about 250 grams. So this is just a standard short crust pastry recipe with the addition of sugar. I'm going to put in my butter next. There we are. And I'd already weighed that out, luckily. And then I'm going to put in a couple of egg yolks. Now I've got a couple of egg yolks already here because I use the whites or something next week. So let's just hope I can put in a couple of egg yolks. There it goes. And you can use a whole egg, but I just had my egg yolks actually to use up. So I'm going to use 2 egg yolks instead. And then I am just going to turn the speed selector to speed 5. And that's it. So let's just have a look at that. That's mixing away at speed 5. I might need to add a touch. I don't know, you can see it going there. Let's have a little look. That's about 14 seconds left to go. It's coming together. There we are. So I don't actually think I'm going to add any extra water at all, because it's come together beautifully in a pastry. You can see it sticking together like that. So that is the short crust pastry. Now what I'll do with that is I'm going to tip it all out, gather it together in a ball, and just wrap it in cling film and put it in the fridge and make some mince pies with it later, using up the rest of the mincemeat that I made last week. So that's a very, very quick guide to a couple of very nice festive dishes that you can do with the Thermomix. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about what Thermomix is all about. I run weekly regular online demos, so if you'd want to join one of those, please let me know. I'll send you a link to my latest, my forthcoming demo. There's never any pressure to buy. It's all about sharing that love, showing you what's possible, helping you solve problems. And who wouldn't want one of these machines in the kitchen in the run up to Christmas, or at any other point? It makes cooking super easy, super quick, super fun, and it will save you a lot of money as well. That's Lindsay Sadler from Thermomix. Thank you very much.